All right, y'all, let's get ready to do number 17 together. First step is I want to put both my lines in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form means I want what by itself? Y by itself. You got it. So my first step here is I want to get rid of, or I want to move what?
2x.
2x. So since you got it. Subtracting 2x from both sides, this cancels. 3y down, you got it. Good. And what about these? Are these like terms? Good. Not like terms, we put them next to each other. Good. Now from here, the only thing left? Good. Dividing everything by 3 here. This cancels. We're going to have just y greater than or equal to -2. And then over here, I'm just going to leave that as a fraction. And if we want to put it in the standard slope-intercept form, we'll put the variable first. But everything is pretty much the same. Okay? Now, when I divided here, should I have changed the direction of the arrow? Yes or no, and why? No, why? You're right. We divided by a positive, so nothing changes. Is that clear? It is a negative number, but we're not dividing by a negative number, right? Cool. So we straight. Now we're going to go to our calculator and plug in. So I'm going to have y equals, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in now. -2x over 3 minus 2. So let me pull the LCD out so you can see it a little clearer of what I'm plugging in. So it's going to be -2x over, so that's going to be divided by 3. And then after that, I'm going to -2. From here, I'm going to get my table. Press the second function, and then I get the table. Got it. From here, I'm definitely looking for only points that are going to be what? Whole numbers. First one that I see that I have here is 0, -2. And if you want to pick 3 points, my recommendation is use 1 on the negative side, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the positive side. So I'm going to start with -3, 0. -3 means I go right or left? Left. 1, 2, 3. And 0 does means no up, no down. I stay right here. Got it? My next point, right? I don't know where this at. All right, my next point, we're going to read it in there. I got 0, -2. So that means I'm going to stay at 0, and I'm going to go down 1, 2. And let me get one last point. Scroll down here. And I got 3, -4. So I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Got my points labeled. What's one thing that I'm missing, especially on the Regents, they expect me to write, that if I don't write, they tend to take one little point off of? Before the arrows, there's something else. We're about to get to that, but let me ask you a question. How much is each of these boxes worth? Like you count, I'm counting about what? No, if I go from here to here, this is how much? This is 1, right? So tell them that. Put a little line there, put 1. Put a little line here, put 1. Put a little line here, put -1. I'm not going to penalize you a lot on the exam for that, but I want you to get to the habit, right? Because when you on like your actual Regents, they expect you to do that. You can put all the numbers if you want, because the graph is going to be much bigger. But at minimum, they expect you to put 1 so that you put the 1 at each one box. You know how you go to the right one, you put the little 1 there. You know how you go up 1, you put the 1 there, and you go down 1, you put -1, and back 1, you put -1. So instead of writing all the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth, write at least 1. So that way you're telling whoever's grading it that each box is worth 1. Is that clear? Now that we have this, what type of line are we going to have for this one? Solid or dash?
Solid.
Solid. Of course, you can use your straight edge. If y'all want, you can take some right here. Now, how am I shading for this one? Y is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to shade above. If not, I can draw a Pac-Man. Is Pac-Man eating the Y? So we shade above. That's one of those easy tricks that you can make it so that you can't miss. This we know is correct. We already know we got a certain amount of credit. Next one. X is less than 3y plus 6. All right. So what should we do here? I'm trying to get y by itself. What should I do?
Oh,
Or good. Subtract what? Well, let me ask you a question. The 6 is correct. Whenever you see there's two things on the same sides of the inequality, right? One of them has to be subtracted first, and then the other has to be division, right? So we subtract 6 here. We subtract 6 here. So then this cancels. Are these like terms?
No.
So then it has to be x minus 6. And then we got 3y. Questions?
not yet.
Good. So then from here, only 3 next to y. What should I do? What operation is that now?
Division.
Always division when it's right next to it. Dividing everything by 3. We get x over 3. I do this in my calculator. That's minus 2 less than y or 1y. Or if I want to switch it back around, it's going to be y is going to be greater than x over 3 minus 2. Cool. Scroll up a little bit. So go back to my y equals here. I'm going to clear it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in what I have over here. So it's going to be x divided by 3 minus 2. Then I'm going to press the second function and hit the table button. Now we plotting. Okay. First one I see is -3, -3. Throw that in there. And sometimes I like to throw my arrows in there. -3, right or left, that's going to be left. Up or down, that's going to be down. Then I got 0, -2. I know for this one, I stay, and then I'm going to go down. And then last but not least, I'm going to have my last point, which would be looking for a whole number point again, 3, -1. 3 means I go right, -1 means I go down. And I'm going to plot these. So -3, -3, I go back 1, 2, 3, then down 1, 2, 3. Then 0, -2, 0, -1, -2, crosses right there. And then 3, -1. So then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, -1 right here. Cool. So I see my line developing. What type of line am I going to have for this one over here? Solid or dash?
Dash.
This is dash. Good, right? Excuse this typo. Pay attention to that. Dashed. So we're going to do our dash line. And of course, we're using our straight edge, right? What should be at the end of my lines?
Arrows. Just to show that it's infinite.
Correct. Well said. And then the last part, this is y is what? Y is, come on now, greater than, right? What if I forgot how to read it? I'm under pressure. What can I draw?
Pac-Man.
Is Pac-Man eating the Y?
Yes.
So when Pac-Man eating the Y, say it all together. We shade above. When Pac-Man eats the Y, we shade above. When Pac-Man eats the Y, we shade above. So we're going to shade above right there. Bang. Is this my solution area here? What about this on this side? What about this here? What about this here? That's it. Any point in the double shaded area is a solution. So let's talk about 4, -2. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. right? And then -2. 1, 2. Is this point right here a solution? Is this point right here a solution? Yes or no? Cassandra, you say no, why? That's it. Literally just write that. It's not a solution because it's not in the double shaded area. And that's it.